Hello and welcome to All Talk No Dice, the worst excuse for a D&D show you can find online. From last we left off, this band of adventurers and recent allies found yourselves separated. Rayloff was taken to Lawkeeper Bolin, and through the rage that flurried through his entire being from the loss of his 3 sons, a result of Pike's request and lies of who the criminals were in order to obtain an ancient relic, you calmed him down and held your ground to profess your innocence in the matter. After some delegating, you were set free on the condition that you return with your allies to discuss matters of revenge or repayment further. Tara and Theron found yourselves holed up in a small tailor's store, arguing about what information was to be shared, until Theron suddenly left and without word hauled ass away. Tara, you unintentionally scared Constance, the owner of the establishment, before you left a note for Theron and pocketed the backdoor key to Constance's crocheting. All while, Gerald, you found your way to the Breeze Between the Knees Tavern and quickly turned the entire business structure around, finding Dendril, the charismatic bronze-scale dragonborn owner and bartender, who held some information that could possibly pertain to your very own Kopara employer, Midola Pike. Associating him or depicting him as a known pirate who sails in from the coast every few weeks under the name Trox Peggle, who conned the entire tavern, albeit the scarce amount of patrons prior to your arrival, out of all of their hard-earned coin. Soon after, you all found yourselves drawn to the music and merriment that was echoing along the sand-covered streets and broken roadways of Brenton, all to find the source was your Kenku bard. You all gathered in close and discussed the next steps of your adventure. Now, after Dendril leaves you two, Tara and Rayloff continue to speak of the information he had just parted with, and Gerald gets back exhausted and grinning from ear to ear after his romp with the curious and interesting red-headed Durgar woman. This is where we pick it up. So, the tavern still bustles and screams with music and merriment as all of you find yourselves sitting down for a few drinks and a little bit of food, as Gerald just returns exhausted.
Oh, what's happening?
I think we got some more information about who we're gonna lock up.
Oh, has he come around? That's the other thing. So I try and find the Golden Dragonborn, but probably couldn't.
He seemed very busy.
You don't
So,
say.
what do we have?
Just we have a name, a worst case scenario, and it's not that person. Is we have a name. He comes ever so often, and
No.
we could either try to wait for him, but I feel like he said something about being a captain. Am I right?
Right, sorry guys, my food has just arrived.
That's okay.
Bollocks. Let's run. Fuck. Sorry.
Amazing. So, Rayloff, did you say you drink ale? What kind of ale? Just anything that's available,
ale.
or? Are you a local fan? Do you like to try different ales, or do you try to stick with one?
To be honest, there wasn't that much chance to drink ale where I was.
Okay. What would you say your local beverage is? And is it worth a try?
The shipments that we got, there was one. Dragon Tooth, the drink was.
Dragon
It was... shall we say, a little fire in your belly.
you hear just at that moment,
Talk about a fire in your belly.
and you see the Durgar woman sort of almost drunkenly and like nobbled knees, just like is behind you, Rayloff, as you just feel just a small hand on your shoulder as she just sits down in the chair that's just opposite. Just next to you, Rayloff, on your left side, as on your right, you see Gerald is just quickly searching through his bags and pouches.
Yeah.
And as the hand's still on your shoulder,
Now, tell me more about the dragon tooth.
It does sound fascinating.
Well, it's sort of more like a cider, but it has mixed in its fire dragon breath.
That sounds like a lie. But a handsome man like you, I'm sure, could probably put a fire in my belly.
as you see, like Gerald just picks up your head after searching in your bags, while your recent companion Greta has strolled back and sat right opposite Rayloff, or just next to Rayloff, with her hand on his shoulder.
Just go to lick over and wink. Good skills.
So what do you say? Maybe we should all get better acquainted.
Not see the smiles on the others, so just.
She just leans like past Rayloff's like huge chest, just looks to you, Gerald.
Should I come back in a bit?
I think you should, my dear. I'll get some more drinks down him for you.
Oh, you are too nice to me, honey.
And she like stands up and she just like puts her hand out, and you can and her hand, albeit she is still fairly feminine, is just callous and tough. Like it is a small but meaty hand as she just puts it out to you.
I'll just give it a peck with my beak.
Oh, you adorable.
And she's about to leave, and then she just quickly reaches over and just grabs the tankard of ale that was in front of Rayloff,
Thank you, darling.
and she just takes it away and just almost not runs but quick walks away.
So, I'm quite tired myself. Do you think it's worth us trying to sleep on it a bit and get ready to possibly see if this guy is around? Do we know if there's a shipyard at all?
I mean, it's a little distance away, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were told that it was closer to the southern shoreline for any kind of docks.
Okay. Do you guys know how long it might take us to get there? Have you been here for a long time?
Well, I came through the shifts, but I cannot recall how long it took me to get here. I was a little sidetracked.
Okay. And you, Rayloff?
It wasn't exactly the fastest travel here.
It would take us more than a day.
If we take our time, maybe.
Yes. If I'm honest, I wasn't really paying attention in the travel either. My
That's
mind was focused on other things.
It's understandable.
How late is it getting, DM? Just quick.
right now you're probably hitting, because it was about the mid-afternoon when everything happened with Pike when you got back.
Yeah.
I'd say you're probably touching about, I mean, something about like 8 p.m.-ish or so.
Okay.
So still a little early, not crawling into the nightly hours just yet, but getting there.
Fair enough.
I do like to get my beauty sleep. I don't look
You
good
do?
all the time. I do look good, but
You have beauty sleep?
yes. I need to do some other things as well, but I can do that in my room.
You see the Dragonborn, like, almost shove past a few of the patrons again, just elbowing and shouldering out the way. Oh, coming through! And he just, like, almost, like, just presents himself in front of you, holding one large silver tray with a couple tankards on.
Hello. Oh,
Hello.
I don't see drinks in front of all of you. Here. And he just like almost just like launches the tray at you, keeping hold of the tray, and you just see all 3 tankards just slide onto the table and just
I'm gonna
into your
try
hands.
and grab one.
Yeah, easy enough as he directed to you. Just. So, is everyone merry? And he just sits down.
Yes. Yes, very. And how are you? How is the patronage?
And he just looks at Gerald for a second. Absolutely wonderful.
Fantastic.
excellent.
I'm glad.
Although I do worry about, for at least 6 or 7 of the patrons over there, I'm sure they're going to make a mess of the furniture.
Any particular reason why?
They have had about 12 ales each, so there should be some comeuppance,
Uh-huh.
but no matter.
Wouldn't want that. Your rooms are so lovely as well.
Exactly.
Well, I have had, so I've been taking some notes through the night, and I've been thinking, maybe just a remodel. With the newfound patronage and the coin coming in, maybe we can afford to make it a little more lavish.
I'd suggest some way of getting some easygoing music for when I'm not around and others.
We might have to train some musicians.
Or that, either way. But
Gerald.
unfortunately, I cannot stay for you.
That's understandable. I want to thank you so much for this amazing celebration of the breeze between the knees. Have these 2 shared what I left with them?
Yes, they gave me a brief understanding, though.
Yeah,
Good.
I
Very-
do have a
very brief.
quick question, actually, about this. Did this Trox have any tattoos at all?
Not that I could see. He was mostly covered for the vast majority of the time I've seen him.
Alright, no worries then.
Do you have any idea on how long it would take to get to the shipyard at all? If we were to go on foot or in the horseback?
If you were to go to the southern docks where most of the ships do dock, I'd say 2 days travel on horse,
Okay,
give or take.
that's good. That's fine. Obviously, we haven't been here for a long time, so any information is. Is there anything that you think might be a good idea to have a look at, or anything that might spark any interests? Any knowledgeable places like a library, or?
Well, there's a lot of sand, so if you're into digging, then that's always a play.
Maybe.
I will let you know. Probably the best thing to do when you get out there, and I don't know how you came in, but on the way out, stick to the Meridian Road. Otherwise, you might run into a few unfriendly types.
What kind of unfriendly? at all, or do you know, or is this just rumours?
That'd been kind, I imagine.
Well, there are myths surrounding Brenton and just mainly towards the sand dunes to the. I'm trying to think.
It's okay.
I've had a couple of drinks myself.
It's on the spot. It's fine.
Through the sand dunes to the northwest, north and northwest of Brenton. But the story goes that if you were to travel through the respite or into the respite, you will be met with creatures of 6 or 8 legs and sharp pincers with bulging eyes and mouths that just stretch to an ungodly amount before they consume you and drag you down below the sand.
That's not very nice.
It really isn't.
No.
There is other words and whispers that have gone round about this weird cult of goblins and bugbears and all manner of creatures of the like. And what they have been known to do is to more or less rob and pillage any kind of caravan that moves through the respite.
There isn't any attacks here.
No, not in Brenton. It seems like they stick away from any kind of town.
And this is a very big push. Do you know how many at a time? Or do they travel in a big horde? Sorry, this is out of the blue.
From what I remember, I'm unsure, as only merchants have come back empty-handed with a tail. Now,
Okay.
knowing if they were drunk or knowing if it was true, or they had simply sold off their stock to other buyers and then made an excuse when they got to us or wherever they were.
That's fine. Well, any knowledge is fantastic. If you ever see this again,
Sorry. I don't suppose anybody is offering a reward for return of these goods, or
that is a very good question. I know Theron would love. He loves his money. He loves a bit of work.
I don't know who that is.
It's okay. It's a friend that we know.
Oh, okay. Well, if you go to the east of town and find, who is it? And you just kind of see him like starts looking through a small like notebook that he's got.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see like as he's like flipping through different pieces of parchment, it's got like names and coin amounts. So you can imagine it's almost a tab
Okay, cool.
of certain patrons. Here it is. Erig. If you go to the east of Brenton and you find Erig.
Eric, what do you know his surname?
Erig
Their surname?
Braunstout. Now, if you find him, I know that he has had several caravans of his own go missing or not return, or him as well as himself travel out. And, well, really, he was the one who told me about all of this. But he does still owe me just about 32 silver pieces on his tab. So, if you find Eric and you can remind him, Dendril wants his money. That would be amazing. I'm not going to force anything, but
No.
yeah, he originally told me about the creatures in the wastes and the band of goblins and bugbears and so. And just as a little advice, he's easily scared.
Okay.
And don't take everything that he says to your hearts. He's had a few knocks and bumps before, so most
It's
of
like
them,
you're gonna have to look all cuddly then, really.
this one, cuddly.
Yeah.
Can you cuddle?
Yes, I have arms.
I see
Hmm.
you not cuddling any of these fine women that we have here. Is that going to change?
They'd practically hang off his arms and he'd still deny them.
Really? Why is that?
Well, I
Yes.
don't exactly have that much experience.
Oh, well, you've come to the right place then. Marion!
I would.
And you see him just shout over, and you see walking through, bumbling, partly drunk, is a tall, about 6'5", very slim, lithe, almost half naked elf. She has dirty blonde hair that waves and cascades down the shoulder and just almost down in level with her sternum. You see the garb she has on is almost... It's probably the fantasy slut, if you can imagine that. So it's kind of like leathers and hides, but crop top, small little like tight shorts, basically everything that you could probably put on under the normal shrouds and cloth that most of the people around are wearing. And you just hear, "What do you want?" "This is my friend, Rayloff. Go." And you just see her just drunkenly, "I have to warn you in that case, Rayloff. I am very drunk. But I would be more than happy to take you in me."
I'm gonna lean over to Rayloff. You might be able to get some information from other people that have drank. Maybe it might be a good idea. Just for now.
And just in that moment, Dendril leans in. "He's not going to get anything from that one other than a little disease."
I'll lean over to Dendril. Okay.
"So are we doing this or not?"
Like behind, like leaning.
And she just
Like,
like,
You're right.
actively hiding my thumb away.
"Are you going to make me a woman?"
You're saying you're a man?
"Do I look like a man?" And you just see just copper brass. "I don't think a man has these. Are you going to take me now?"
I'll slide my tankard towards her. Do you want to top yourself up?
"I am ready." And she like starts stumbling over to you, Rayloff, and she like tries to grab your hand and just slowly like trying to start pull you up. "Come on then. I am ready to cry and scream." Are you following?
Oh, I'm just gonna like let her pull my arm.
Yeah,
out.
she gets
Yeah.
she gets to the
Stare
length.
at Gerald and just you started this.
Well, I can take her if you want, but I feel like I should share.
You hear just from the side of the room.
No, you won't. You're mine.
It's gonna be like the slight regard on Gerald's face, like bollocks.
And you see at that point Marion turns. "Oh, are you saying that we can go as well?" And you just hear from Grada over in the corner.
You, bimbo, back off my man.
Just going to get up. Right, it has been an interesting night, but now it's time to leave. And Gerald is going to hastily make his way out of that door.
Yeah, Gerald, you just snake out the front door. pretty much Greta in tow as well as she like stumbles like to try and catch up out the door. You behind you just hear and as she follows you out, Rayloff, Tara, what are you doing? But Marion is still like trying to tug it. She's gotten to the length of your arm before she.
What are you doing? Are you not going to follow me?
No.
Why not? Am I not the kind that tickles your little pickle?
I'd rather find someone who's not drunk, first of all.
I'm going to talk towards Dendril, or at least face him instead, and say, "Do you have any rooms that we could have?"
Oh yes,
to
we have.
use for tonight?
Hold on. And he just flicks back to like the front couple pages of his little notebook. After the room was vacated from the violin bird, there is now 3 available rooms. One has 2 singles, and then both of the others are double, or for the couples. And he just like nudges you, Tara, but like just looking over towards Rayloff and Marion.
And how much are these rooms?
Just for one night, 6 copper.
Oh, you know what? I did say, I'm pointing at Rayloff, I did say that I was feeling a bit generous. I'll take 2 doubles and I'll have a single, please.
Okay. Would you like complimentary breakfast in the morning?
We would love that.
That is another 3 copper.
Perfect. Starts adding it up in my hand. 6, 12, 18. 21 copper pieces.
Exactly.
Amazing, fantastic. I will. Do you want it now or do you want it
You can
tomorrow?
you can pay now and reserve if you
fantastic.
like. I'll make sure I'll go get the keys for you now.
Well, what I'll do is I'll give you a silver piece, if that's okay. I'll just go to Gerald and ask
Well,
if he's cool.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
to say, can you keep those rooms? Okay, cool. So, obviously, points at Rayloff again. You're going to have a double. He'll probably have a double, pointing outside. And I'll be having the single.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Share the
Just
rooms
so
how
you
you
know.
like. I've
Fantastic.
just noted down that you have reserved.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Would anyone like any more drinks or refreshments before they head to bed?
I might grab a... Do you do any hot beverages?
Well, I don't want to toot my own snout, but I do this thing called a bot hoddy.
Oh, what's that entail?
Well, it's just
More leaning forward to... I'm
Yeah.
intrigued.
Well, what it is a mix of the southwestern curacao, and with that goes in just some slight bitters and a little bit of lemon and some hot water. It's refreshing, it's sweet, but it has that nice smoky residue.
Fantastic. And if at all possible, I would, if when I come back in, I would love to show you a recipe of my own. It's quite fulfilling in its brew form. If that's okay
Absolutely.
with you. Fantastic.
Of
If we wanna,
course.
do you want if we want to do a switch? You try mine, I try yours.
Sure, come on back.
Fantastic. I'll just go tell Gerald. I'll come straight to you.
Okay, I'll meet you in the bar.
Fantastic. Real I'll see you later. I'm going to head towards the door towards Gerald.
As you walk away,
Hey, sluts, are you not joining us?
No.
Put.
I'm going to just head towards the door.
okay.
Okay.
And Mogwai follows. Rayloff, Marion's still standing, kind of like just tugging at your arm slightly.
Come on, then we're going to do this.
No.
Why not?
I can smell your breath from here for one.
I am not that drunk.
And as she takes a sip, you just see, even though she's beautiful, she is completely fucking trashed. And you see as she takes a sip from the tankard, you see like almost like 3/4 of it just all the way down, just miss her mouth completely.
Tell you what.
Yeah.
How about this? I'll reach into my pack. I'll pull out sort of a small drink. It looks sort of like what you would expect a sort of sauce bottle to be in, but it looks more like. Have a dollop of this in your ale. If you can finish that off without passing out, we can at least go into the room and sleep. How about that?
I won't say no to a cuddle.
Then she just offers up a tankard.
I'll put the smallest dollop that I can fit into it.
Alright, and what are you putting in?
That is a dollop of dragon teeth.
Okay. And
For reference, it is quite possibly one of the strongest. What's the word? Rums that you can get from my area of the
Yolderheim.
Yolderheim.
Okay.
I can go on. Got it.
And she takes a couple sips, just drinks.
Oh. That is... Are you seeing stars as well?
No.
I am suddenly fulfilled with energy. I am...
And she climbs up on a chair.
I am amazing. I am...
And she climbs up on the table.
I am on top of Valdur.
And as she does, you just see her just like one of her heels just against like the edge of the table, and she just
As she falls, just sort of just.
you see
so
all of
very-
the crowd watching slow mo as you just see her,
Valdur.
and she just
before she
drifts down.
knocks her head.
Yeah, drifts down. Everyone's like, oh. As you just into your arms, and
So I
everyone's
just go like. It looks like to everyone else, but for me, it's just moving slightly.
yeah. It's, but everyone's like, yeah! It's just everyone cheering around you. Outside, Gerald, as you make your way and quick walk outside, getting away from Marion and Greta's argument. You make your way
I split off
outside.
to the right, move
Yeah.
my where I'm back.
Yeah, as Greta, you see like her tailing behind you.
Honey, where are we going? Oh, it's dark. Oh.
As I go around the back, I will create a minor illusion again to just so she'll just sort of see me looking sort of left, and then the minor illusion will disappear. But then, of course, hopefully, then I've gone to the right, and she'll just head off in that direction, searching for me.
Roll a deception check for me. With
Okay.
advantage with a minor illusion.
And probably because she's drunk.
Yeah.
Actually, no, she wouldn't
With
be.
disadvantage.
That's 21.
21. Yeah. Easy enough done as you cast the minor illusion of your form, kind of just looking towards the left of the little split off in the alleyway next to the Breeze Between the Knees Tavern. You just hear a,
Oh, honey, don't run away from me because, come on, we've got a whole life to lead.
and she just drunkenly you hear her feet just tap against the sand covered cobblestones, and you just
Oh, don't run. We're going to have so many good-looking children.
as she just bumbles and knocks between from wall to wall further down as you've just kind of split off and you're just in the shadows kind of just
Part of me
watching.
listening to her bumble off, I just go to be like, I'm gonna now tail her
Okay.
to make she at least gets. I'm not gonna approach unless she collapses.
Yeah.
I will then move her to a safe place and make her warm, but otherwise I'm just gonna make sure she doesn't do anything stupid.
All right. I'd say you follow her for about a solid 5 or so minutes straight, just down a couple more alleyways and side streets. You do pass a couple people, but everyone, at least around the vicinity, looks like they're a little bit drunk. No kind of ill intent.
Yeah.
And she seems drunk, but she seems, tipsy enough to be bubbly and have fun, but not, throw herself down a well.
Yeah. In which case, then I will quickly make my way back to the tavern.
All right. Yeah, I'd say 5 minutes back. Tara, you get outside, and you see a crowd of people that have formed around the tavern. You see a couple with little wooden pipes, and as soon as you walk out, you just smell this like earthy, but spicy smoke coming from them.
Okay.
And they all kind of like look at you, and then just turn back and just continue their conversations and still smoking their pipes. And you look around, you don't see the Kenku. You just see a dimly lit roadway all the way from one end near the law house all the way to the bottom of the roadway where you nearly slipped off to. And albeit there's a few people like trudging around, and you hear a couple voices down the roadway. You hear one just loudly echo through, "This is the best night of my life. Oh, come on in!" And people just bumbling around, and it's very much the nightlife right now with this with this increased sense of party from the breeze between these tavern. But you don't see Gerald anywhere.
Okay. I'm going to walk a little bit away from the tavern, maybe like a few buildings away.
Yeah.
Trying to keep close to the walls, so I don't provoke a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Just in case guards are trying to actively look for me at all.
Okay.
But I'm going to see if Mogwai can help me at all for maybe finding where Gerald may have gone.
Okay. For Mogwai, roll a survival check for me.
I will. Like, I'll put him on the floor and try to say, "Do you know where he is?" So, wisdom. It is a 9.
Okay, 9. You see Mogwai like initially get and just like putter off just to like the side alleyway, and you see his beak just like nearly buried in like the inch thick sand, and just almost like a bloodhound, just rubbing his face into the ground as he's moving forward, and you see him go around the corner and then just like stopping. And he just looks up to you.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay. Next time, we'll try something else. In fact, we can talk about it later, if you fancy. Yeah. Good. I think I've still got a bit of. I'm going to pull out another chunk of the meat. That
You immediately see Mogwai's expression change from happy to just determined.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna throw it reasonably quite high in the air and then move backwards.
Okay. You see as you move back, you just see Mogwai's head just shoots up, and then without looking down, you just see him and just like scurry underneath, and almost like just jump and leap and just and as he catches the meat, you just see
Fantastic. Yeah. We'll try and get some more later, okay? Yeah, cool. It might be tomorrow. This is a bit late. I might ask the back, but I've never done this before. I'll pull off a good berry. Wide. I'll throw the good berry in his mouth. And I'll crush it, like, shut his jaw. See. Does his face look any better, or? Okay. No worries. I'm going to actively look for Gerald.
Okay.
For my own.
I would say roll a survival check for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Or perception, depending on what you're doing.
I will just look around the corners. Or...
Okay, roll perception for me then, please.
That is a 14.
14. You look around, and just as you narrow your eyes across a couple just cut-off points from the alleyway that you and Mogwai are in, and you kind of just like look around and you follow, and you see like a distant little figure, a cloaked and hooded figure, just quick walking, just straight to you, getting bigger and bigger.
I'm going to go back towards the corner.
Yeah.
Around the corner. I'm going to move a couple of buildings away and kind of like hide around that corner.
Okay, roll a stealth check for me.
Yep. Sorry, I hit the other dice.
That's okay.
I'm just going to roll that again. Stealth. That is a 12.
12. Yeah, you sink into a corner, and you just keep an eye out for that one corner on your left. The figure seems like they'll be coming down and past.
Okay.
And
I will wait.
Gerald, roll a perception. Actually, wait, you got a 12,
My
right?
passive perception is 14.
Yeah,
if that helps.
I was just going to click on that. Yeah, 14. Gerald, you quick walk, and you're just kind of like still in the hood and kind of like hurriedly trotting along, and you go past a small alcove, and you just.
I'm going to carry on.
Gonna...
If I've noticed it.
Yeah. You see
I
Tyra.
Scale the wall. I then climb up and over, and go above her. So it's the guy over.
Well,
and as I've done, see you hiding up above. Hiding from someone?
Well, I would have said that the moment the person went past, I probably would have followed. But I will take it as I didn't.
Okay.
Sorry.
Like, I'm looking for you. Actually.
Here I am. I do a quick little flip down. I flip down.
He just almost somersaults, just lets himself fall and just.
Amazing.
Usually I get a clap. Oh well. My claws. They have, and there's going to be a point where I just sort of press on a point on my hand, and you can see the claws sort of just like pull in. Yeah.
Awesome.
When I tense the muscles, they grip onto most surfaces, including some ceilings.
Awesome. Like the one at the Bulbous.
Oh, very much. They have loads of wooden beams.
That's
Extra purchase.
Do you try to keep them sharp daily, or do they just naturally kind of stay sharp?
No, they remain relatively sharp. Yeah.
Okay.
If
okay,
I
cool.
damage one, I get a knife and just trim it back.
That's fair. I do have a question.
Yes.
Is there a reason why you tried to leave us in that small basement room?
Oh.
Or was it just purely to escape?
I do not do well in prison. It will not go well for me. Cramped corridors, cages,
I've never been myself.
Truck bird.
So have you actually been there before?
No, I've just been in a similar position.
Huh.
So I prefer to avoid being caged.
Okay. Anything you want to talk about? Or we not know enough about each other yet?
I think perhaps we will leave it at that.
That's fine. So the real reason why I've come to you was I've booked some rooms.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. And so I've got you a double room.
Oh.
If you were with that person.
That was who I was just getting rid of.
I see. Well, you've got a double room. Ralof, he will have his room with if he is with the young lady, and I'll be having a single because they only had the two doubles, and I'm okay with my own little space. So
It's very generous of you.
yeah, no, it's okay. But whenever you have the chance, when we get the chance to go back into the tavern, I'll try and get the keys. Just put a deposit down so I could come out and talk to you.
Yeah, just let me ask, since
Yep.
you've learnt a little bit about me, I'd like to ask a question for you then.
Mhm.
How did you acquire Mogwai, is it?
It is Mogwai. I'm very happy that you've remembered. So before I got the letter, I was trying my. You know when I turned into a horse, trying to
Yes.
shut up my breath a little bit to keep it nice and quiet. I've actually tried on other things, and I was actually talking to Mogwai's mother, or trying to, and obviously Mogwai, as beautiful as he is, I know he sounds maybe a little intimidating. His mum, she's very intimidating. Not for me over the time that I tried to speaking to her, but my mum and dad obviously can't do what I do, and they see large animal like he'll grow hopefully to the size of his mum one day. Stroking Mogwai, and it. I think they just did it in self-defense. I was only talking to it, but they've never really seen. I hadn't seen Mogwai in compared to all the other animals that are around. So they defended me, but in the process, and I'll cover Mogwai's ears, ended up killing. So, and then releasing his ears. It's okay. So when I left, because it was quite in a bit of a rush, and I didn't want to leave the little man alone, I thought I'd take on the responsibility to bring him along. And as I was looking, try to talk to him a bit more, and I felt like his own mum.
Oh, that was sweet.
Nice. In a way, it's just the best scenario of the worst, really. But I feel like our friendship, looking at Mogwai, is pretty good, isn't it, buddy?
Excellent.
He is quite the funny guy when you get to talk. Obviously, it's a bit hard for yourself, but he is quite funny.
Yes, I do believe I struggle communicating with animals a bit.
No, it's okay.
But your story has inspired me. I shall try. I shall make a song.
Fantastic. I would be glad to listen to it.
I will let you know when it is done.
That's fantastic.
For now, let
Um,
us go back.
Fantastic. I'll kind of tell Mogwai to jump onto my back.
And you just see Mogwai kind of like jump up, catching on like the waistband and the belt before, and just like scurries up to the shoulder and just over the clavicle.
And then we'll head towards the town.
Okay. During that chat and that time outside, Rayloff, with Marion passed out in your arms after you've spiked her ale. What would you like to do? All the patrons kind of cheered and clapped, and then you've got like at one table just like about 7 feet away from yours, and you just see like a small group of like young men. You know they've got kind of like dirty sand toned hair, all fairly young but like just coming into adulthood. You can tell there's like an air of excitement around all of them as they kind of like look at each other with these tankards of ale, and one of them even has a small misty glass of liquid, and you just see all of these young, partly acne covered faces just look over.
Kiss, 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 kiss.
So look over, just
Are you going to kiss her? Or could I?
no, and definitely no.
And you just see one of the other friends, they almost like kind of stand up from their chair, but they're human, but they're roughly just about 5 foot or so as they stand up, and the smaller framed of the group as they stand up.
Are you telling... Are you telling my friend that he can't do what he wants to do?
Am I telling your friend that he cannot he cannot kiss a woman who is now currently passed out without her permission? That's what you're asking, right?
Why don't you and me have a talk?
We're talking right now.
I'm gonna hit you in a minute.
And you see all the friends. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep. Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna stand up.
That's right.
And as Rayloff, you stand, you kind of like even the table just out of the way as you just stand up and rise. And yeah, you are towering above this small little boy of a man.
You. Wanna go?
Shut up.
Whoa, playing.
As he just like puffs out his little like small boy like frame chest, drops his shoulders as much as he can, and just arches his back like just full peacocking towards you.
I don't even have the words to
She's
look.
mine now. Gimme. Bitch.
Oh.
And you see all the friends, and you see a couple of.
Look, kid. Stop pretending to be. What?
You think you're a big man? Hmm? What? What? Gonna go sit down? Hmm?
I'm
What?
gonna walk towards him.
And the heavy footfalls just.
What? What?
gonna stand. I'm gonna stop, not facing towards him, just next to him, and just look down to him. I'll give you a hint, buddy. Stop being a man first, and stop trying to take women when they're drunk. You might start getting with people. I'm gonna walk off.
Alright, roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion check, you say?
Proper life advice from Rayloff the Goliath.
18.
18. You kind of see all of the friends get around just.
What's he talking? And wait. He's got a point. Maybe.
And you just see like him just begin to turn and sit down, almost like just preach to the rest of the table. And as you walk away, you just hear,
Maybe we should just respect women, and then we can flourish into the birds of life.
and everyone else is like, and just lean in, interestingly, to this new preach as you walk off. What are you doing, Rayloff? As you hear a couple more footfalls fall through the door, through the music, and you see Gerald and Tara return.
I'll sort of wait near the bob, sort of like near the stairs going up to the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously I haven't got the key yet, so I can't go to the room.
Gerald and Tara, as soon as you guys get in, you see a flurry of bronze scales through the bar before it almost appearing like a flash. Sorry for the wait. I'm glad you're here. Here are your keys.
Thank you. Here's the rest of the payments.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the rooms. If you need anyone to service or clean the rooms or the chamber pots once you're done, just let me know in the morning and I shall send up housekeeping.
Thank you very much.
But I'm glad you've had a great night within the Breeze Between the Knees Tavern.
Definitely.
Violin Bird, again, my sincerest thanks. You've made this
Anytime
place.
I'm in the area.
Oh, we are going to be the best friends for life. Well, I have a few drunk patrons to tend to, so enjoy your night, and I shall see you in the morning.
I shall give him a slight bow and then make my way.
And as he does, or as you do, he just announces, Dendril Cobham to the night. And he just darts out. As he darts, you do see him catch his own feet once and just like tumble into one of the patrons before he begins to like bull rush through the other patrons, almost trying to make it look like it was intentional. And you just hear like just constant and he just like elbowing people out the way, getting back to the bar. But you do see Rayloff walking away. Yeah, you see Rayloff walking away from like a table of these young men who are all like leaning into each other, and they have the most serious faces you've ever seen on a group of boys before. And he's just leaving the table, and you see him just stop at the bottom of the stairs that lead up.
I will hand over Gerald's key, and I'm going to head towards Rayloff to give him his.
I will join, actually, just following this.
Yeah, I'm sort of still just like sort of hand on her back, just sort of holding her there.
What, you cast her over your shoulder?
A little bit.
Well, it's better. Well, what's the best way of me carrying it? I can't exactly hold her like that, can
Okay,
I?
I mean, that's
When
got
she's
one.
down
Bridal-
here.
You've got bridal carry, fireman carry,
I
arm
was
carry.
Fine,
Fine, I'll
bridal.
go bloody bridal carry.
Okay,
then.
yeah. So you see, as you get to Rayloff, you didn't
Well,
notice
something
it
like
before.
that, isn't it?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's that sort of thing.
Yeah, you.
It's like that for me because I'm like.
Oh yeah, you're massive.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You didn't notice it before, but as you pass through the crowds and get to the stairs, as you see Rayloff like peeking above easily, you get to him, and as all of the people move out of the way, you see Marion, the young, blonde, very beautiful elf, just passed out in Rayloff's arms in a bridal carry. and she is just, hair is askew, her arms are dangling at the back, and she is just, you just hear like the lightest little.
Out of us.
One too many then.
Yeah. She definitely had one too many.
And but here's your keys. I'll kind of place it on her.
just on her stomach. Just
Yeah. There you go. I don't know where it is, so good luck. What time do you guys want to meet? Oh, also we're having breakfast as well. So remember that. I don't know what it's going to be. Just food. Anything's better than nothing. So.
I believe we can meet at dawn before we head.
Yeah, we'll do that. You gonna say something, Rayla?
No, dawn seems a pretty good time. At least it gives us enough time to have something to eat and maybe get anything we need before we head off.
Perhaps I also thought if we do not acquire any form of faster transport, perhaps keeping up a quick pace tomorrow, and possibly making it in the day, in case a ship has left early.
Yeah. So you're possibly thinking to set off earlier?
Eat if you must, but speed will be of the essence.
If I ask for it to take it away, and if he has anything that we can keep the food warmer for longer, or
I will be fine. You just take what you need and go. Grab and go.
Rayloff, I'm gonna go to the bar to talk about these drinks. Are you? Do you want anything for the breakfast? I can ask him if there's anything in particular you do not like or you like in preference.
Anything he
Just
has,
okay.
I'll take it.
Fantastic. Well,
Though,
I did both of you.
maybe my sized portion.
I can ask. I'll see you both tomorrow. Do you want to see when we start seeing the sun?
When we see the sun.
Amazing. I will see you tomorrow. I'll point and kind of walk towards the bar to try get the attention.
Very easily done. Rayloff and Gerald, are you both going upstairs?
Yes.
Okay. You find the upstairs there are only 5 rooms along one hallway, and both of yours are the first 2 on the left.
Okay. Is it just sort of a basic room, bed set up there?
It's fairly basic. You can tell that in here it's kind of in keeping with the aesthetic downstairs, where it's like, it has the Weatherspoons effect. It tries to come off really extravagant and posh, but it fails dramatically.
Yeah.
You're a sort of washroom, sort of. Or
You have a basin.
yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Just for a bit of water.
Yeah.
What I'll do then is I'll take if there's any sort of towel or anything that I could use just to wipe anything. I'll get a bit of water and just sort of cleaning the face and hair up a bit so it's not all just matted with drink.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'll sort of put her into the bed. Is there a chair in the room or is it just the bed?
Just the bed.
Okay.
You've pretty much in these rooms, even though they're doubles, there's the bed, and then a small little rickety table with a basin there, and then just off to the corner you have your chamber pot.
Fair enough. Also, I'll just sit by the bed and just sort of rest my head on the thingy on it on the opposite side.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Just sitting on the floor,
Okay, no problem.
just resting me back against it.
Yeah. Okay. And Gerald, you're calling it a night, I assume?
I'm going to
Oh.
start on the writing of the Mogwai song. Is what I'm going
Okay,
for.
all right, fantastic. Reloff.
No, it's fine.
Sure.
I was going to say I'll attune to the book, but I'll leave it till later.
Okay, all right, no problem. Well, if you want, you can take some time to attune and then get sleep if you want.
Yeah. Would there be enough time to have a long rest?
Yeah, it's still fairly early.
Okay.
It's a dawn, 8 hours. You might be cutting it close, but you could do it if you pretty much start immediately after you've tucked Marion in and everything.
Yeah. I'll do that then. Just tune
Okay,
to it.
all right. Yeah, you sit with the
I'll
book.
lapse into sleep.
Yeah, you sit with this book in your lap, and as you just concentrate on it for the next couple hours or so, you begin to just feel a rush of this weird, tingly essence through your being, and the essence that gathers almost in your chest and up in your head quickly just flutters down all the way down your arms, through your fingers, and back into the book. And just at that point, you feel productive and accomplished, and pass out asleep. Tara,
Yes.
you make it
I
to the
would
bar.
like- oh,
You make it to the bar, and Dendril sees you, and he just looks. I was waiting forever after those keys.
fantastic. I know.
Bod Hoddy?
Yes, I will. Am I okay coming round?
Sure, come by.
Cool.
And you see there's like a human figure who's like draped over, kind of like dingy wayfarer type, like just
Yeah.
dark brown hair matted with water or drink or sweat, and he's just completely passed out over the small little like the little doorway into the bar, and as you walk around and you catch this figure in your way, almost seamlessly, Dendril is like, sure, come by, just around here, and he just smashes this guy in the face as he just out of the way, down onto the ground. Please, just the little tab on the corner. And as you reach the little tab, it just a teeny little latch, just as you open up the bar top and you walk in.
Fantastic. So I will need some water, and I believe I've actually got all the ingredients I need on me.
Very well. And he just you look down, and there's like several buckets of just water underneath the bar.
Have you got anything that I can start to make this water hot?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
And he like just gets out like a small wooden bowl.
Okay.
And gets the bucket and just
Cool.
tips a little bit in.
Okay. I'll kind of think of how much I would probably need of which things. Okay. I'll hold my staff up. And I'm going to use my Druidcraft to kind of like make the stuff kind of come from it.
Yeah.
Like thorns or leaves like bay leaves and little things that can add kind of flavour
Yeah,
to
just like
maybe
vegetation and foliage. Yeah.
a bit of like moss will come from it, and you'll see the little changes in the sound. Okay. A bit of this, a bit of this, a bit of this. I'll need 3 of my berries. Okay. Fantastic. I'll drop them all into the water. Have you got anything I can give this a little stir?
Sure. And it almost like just as a flare, he reaches over and grabs this sort of like wooden, this like wooden thick stick, like it's just about yay big.
Okay.
Pretty much a muddler.
Okay.
But he grabs it just by the end, and he goes, "Heads up!" and he just launches it behind his head, and it just almost, even without you trying, just falls into your hand.
Okay.
As then he goes, "Bod Hoddy for my friend," And and then after launching the mullet over to you,
Yeah.
he then goes and you just see him just grab different. You see him grab the Western Curacao and just pour in some hot water. You see he just squeezes some fermented leaves into it for some bitters, and you just see like a little granulated cane sugar as he just whips it in before the hot water, and you see him just like throwing a few things around and like really flaring it up. And by the time you're done mixing, you just hear, aha! And he just gently slides it over on the bar top to you.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'll use the bottom of my hand axe to kind of crush the last bits in from the. Use it like a metal.
Mortar and pestle.
Mortar and pestle.
Yeah.
To crush the last bits in, and I will slide mine across the side. I'll pick up his. Cheers.
Cheers. Spirits up.
Okay, he's going to taste full. For one thing, he's going to feel like the smell of a fresh forest and the taste of the thought of scooping fresh, clean forest water and sipping it in his hands. The happiness of comfort and safety is what he'll experience.
You just see his eyes.
What in the God's name is this?
It's taken me a long time to perfect it. It's
wow!
Yes.
I feel adventurous yet safe.
Yes.
And it's cool and refreshing and a little piney.
Yes.
This is phenomenal.
I've always tried to adapt it. I feel like it's at its best so far.
It really is a delight.
Fantastic.
Now, please, enough about me. Try the Bud Hoddy.
I will.
You take a sip, and it's almost like, imagine like Christmas spices, like Christmas allspice. So you're like cinnamon and I'm trying to think. Basically like all the things you smell in like a mince pie.
Okay.
So like dates and raisins and just pretty much like Christmas allspice with a nice boozy note underneath that is like smoky, flat, yet fills you a little bit with warmth. And on the exhale, you taste a really nice citrus, lemony aftertone that just drifts along your tongue and just cascades through your nose as you sniff the drink, and it is all spicy with that nice little citrusy lemon garnish, and it's probably like one of the only drinks you can imagine as the best drink to have in a cold camping night away in below zero temperatures. It gives you a certain warmth that you haven't found in any other drink.
Now, that is something to blow your horn at.
Thank you. Well, I never wanted to toot my snout, but
it's fantastic. You should be
Thank
very
you.
pleased.
I'm thinking about, with the remodel, I'm thinking rather than just ale, I'm thinking mixed drinks like this for the breeze between the knees.
I'm 100% with your idea. I think it's fantastic. If I could, I would love to try all of your ideas.
Well,
Obviously not right now. But
I was
when we
going.
have the time.
It is quite late, and you've had a few.
It
So,
is. It is.
Whenever you do visit and make your way back, then I would be more than happy to share my creations with you, and
Fantastic. I
hopefully
would
you were
happily-
the same for me.
I will most certainly try. Like I says, I will always try to perfect this. I only stick with the one, but it seems like it works.
It really
Right.
does. But if you make any more creations out on the
I will
road or
let
on
you
your
know.
journeys, please, when you come back,
Yes,
I would be happy to taste.
and maybe you could put it on the menu.
As long as you teach me.
Fantastic. Brilliant. I will see you tomorrow. Oh, Realoff has asked, is there any chance that he could get a bulk of well, the violinist isn't going to be having much, so are you okay shifting some of his food onto
Absolutely.
Realoff's?
That
And also,
won't be an issue.
I think we might be taking the breakfast away. Is there anything you have that we could keep it warm
I
to move?
I have a few sacks.
If that's possible, I'm sure we'll take a quick eat in the
Well,
morning.
you
and
must
then we'll
you must
go.
try it fresh.
Definitely.
But if you do need to take, more than welcome to.
Fantastic. Well, in fact, I'm going to use 2 spells from Goodberry. I'm going to make 20 more good berries appear. I'm going to pull them all off.
Yeah.
If you want to give them a try, a little
Oh.
go.
And you just see his like hands like
Yeah.
come out and just mitt all 20.
Yeah.
Oh.
I used 3 in mine, and that's how it felt. So give it a try.
Definitely. And you see him like just like kick up another ball with his foot and just lands on the bar top and he just and he just like pours all the berries in from his hands.
Fantastic. Well, I'm going to give these a go.
They're going to be at their best for about a day. So
Fantastic. Enough time for me to maybe even try
Give it a
some
try.
spirits or
exactly.
some
Fantastic.
nice fiery liquid in there. Should be good.
Yeah, fantastic. So I will see you tomorrow.
Fantastic. Well, just
If you have any, go on.
before you do go, just make sure you pop in and say bye. It's
Oh,
been a pleasure
100%.
having all of you.
It's been a pleasure coming to see you in this fine establishment.
Well, it's been amazing. But
It very much has.
the bedroom
Thank you.
calls to you, so please go have a good night. And
As he turns, you see that same human has like gotten up and is now leaning back over the closed bar gate.
Yeah.
As you notice, like it's if you were to duck or like a gnome or halfling were to just walk through, you could walk under and into the bar. It's not like a closed off door. It's just the part of the bar top lifts up,
That's it.
and you see Dendril as he's talking to you and he's wishing you good night.
yeah, so, please, go have a good night, and, oh, stop being sleazy!
And he just like kicks, like just full Sparta kicks this guy in the sternum from under the bar
Nice.
top, and you just see him just back onto the floor as Dendril quickly like just stands in front.
Please.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll walk out and go straight up.
And as you leave, you just like you just kind of see him like get his notebook out, and you just hear him murmur,
Name. Oh, that sounds like a great idea. New fashioned. No, that sounds silly.
before you head up. And for all of you, as you head into your rooms and head to slumber and let the night or the day's activities slowly wane over you, and you just exhaustedly close your eyes and find the rest that has been quite a long time coming. That's where we're going to take a quick break and come back in just a short while.
Fantastic.
Okay, as we come back into the game, the entire party, after a night of celebration and talks of what is to come, with information coming from, or possibly being attached to Midollar Pike under the name of a pirate named Trox Peggle, as well as other plans or information to go in the morning to the Lawkeeper and see where that may go, and also to find a merchant who lives at least somewhere around east of Branton, in hopes that he can divulge more information of what lays to the west, or the northwest, within the Crawler's Respite, and see where that may lead, if anywhere. But you have all just gone to sleep, and you rise just as quickly as your eyes open to a beautiful, nice, temperate, cozy morning. And you can all note you have completed a long rest. You will head down at various times. You grab breakfast and head out all together, knowing that time is of the essence of whatever you may do. What would you guys like to do?
Did he give us anything to keep the food hot?
The only thing that was given to you with the food, weirdly, the food was served on a plate, but
Okay.
you were given a sack, pretty much.
Okay.
Like just
Amazing.
just a little knapsack with each plate, more or less.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Was the half elf woman still awake? Was it half elf?
When you woke up, she was gone.
Oh. And I'll just have a quick check on my stuff then, make sure everything's there.
Yeah, everything's still there. Nothing missing. Nothing gone lost. It's all there with you.
I'll have got up slightly earlier, grabbed a piece of bread from this plate that sort of on the side, and go off to find anyone who sells an instrument, if anyone sells an instrument in this town.
You don't come past. You don't, as you're like a nice early morning stroll. The dawn air slowly like gets a little bit sticky for you. But thankfully, there's a nice sort of rolling breeze that passes by every few minutes that just gives you a little breath of relief.
Yeah, with like the bright side as well. I'm just going to sort of stick to the half where the shadows are sort of collected a bit more to be like, so I don't have to look up into it.
Yeah, as the shadows are cast right across.
And I could spy in the windows a bit better as well.
And you kind of just like stick to those silhouettes that are cast across. You don't come by any stores or places that may sell instruments, although you do hear off in the distance, you hear a violin being tuned up. You just hear.
I will head towards that sound.
You head down a couple streets to find in a small off-cut alleyway. You see a humanoid, kind of like dark-haired wayfarer type with long brown hair that's cast like just a mop to the side. You see he's got like heavy bags under his eyes and just a bruised nose and some dried blood just dipping into his large mustache. And you kind of see him like as he's tuning up and he's just like testing the waters a little bit. You can kind of see he's a little sore.
No. Good morning.
And you just instantly. Good day.
So, I was wondering, perchance, are there more or anywhere that sells instruments such as the violin?
No. Not this piece, anyway. This was a gift.
Oh. May I have one? I heard you tuning. I play myself.
You do?
Mhm.
Why don't you play me something?
Well, I'll just give it a quick
No,
check to make sure.
Not
Eh.
on mine.
Well, unfortunately, mine is a little outdated.
Well, good luck to you then.
Oh, wait. What about... Would you perhaps sell me your violin?
It was a dear gift.
Very dear, eh?
45 gold pieces. And it's yours?
25. I see some marks on it.
There aren't any marks.
Sure.
38 gold pieces.
28.
35, and that's my final offer. Otherwise, you can have a good day.
Look, I have 32, and you could take my last ale.
And like as you say that, he kind of lights up with the number of coin. But as soon as you mention ale, he just I don't want any.
32 gold pieces then.
Agreed.
Agreed.
I'll put my hand to shake it
Yeah,
up.
and he shakes.
Yeah.
And begins to like pack up the violin in a small little case that it comes with, and it's a very ornate, like moss green, leather bound hard case with beautiful like just silk. Like it's beautiful, but it's like sand covered, a little bit dirty. Silver filigree that just covers the entire case itself over the green.
Well, I suppose the case is actually worth the price anyway.
Like I said, it was a gift. Now, thank you for your coin.
Oh, wait, may I catch your name, Phil?
You may not.
Strange seller. Very well. I suppose. Thank you.
Thank you. And you just see him like counting through the sack of coin that you gave him. So note down minus 32.
And an ale.
And an ale.
Well, if he doesn't even
Well,
take it.
actually, no, keep that ale.
Keep that
minus
ale, 'cause
32
it-
gold. And add to your inventory the Wayfarer's violin.
Wayfarer's violin. Excellent.
All right. So, Gerald, you get back to meet up with both Rayloff and Tara as they are exiting the Breeze Between the Knees Tavern. You meet up. It's fairly early. I mean, it's just past dawn, and the sun almost just like in a small like orange ember off in the distance is slowly cresting and just giving off this beautiful bronze discoloration to everything. Again, the stickiness hits both of you as you exit the tavern, but the breeze is very welcome.
Fantastic. Within the breeze, can I smell any meats that could be on getting ready to be sold? Any vendors that I could top up my fresh meat supply for my goal?
Not from where you are, no.
Okay. I will actively look out for any meat sellers,
Okay.
and I want to try to have a look for anywhere that could either sell books or to inquire about either looking at any or would let me borrow
Sure.
for longer periods of
Okay,
time. Yeah, just to borrow.
Yeah. Roll a perception check for me, please.
Not a problem. That is a natural 20.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Nice.
Yeah,
This is where we need them.
Atlas.
You, as you all go along the roadway and find the streets that you once traversed through.
Yeah.
You find yourselves on the main roadway once again, and just off of the corner. Sorry, just just a slight jaunt away from the lore house, you see a small. Well, first of all, you do pick up some extra rations of meat. I'll say you take off 5 copper and you get 5 rations of dried meat.
Amazing.
And you just go off of the corner, just not next door, but just like a few doors down from the lore house. You find a small little bookstore that you can tell by like the small like foggy, misted, and like sand-covered paned windows. You see just like rows of books in various conditions, and you see a sign above that says Brigard's Bookends.
Okay. Guys, are we okay to just nip in now? I just want to have a quick look at see if they have anything that I'd like to read on the journey.
Oh,
Yeah, before we go to the lawkeeper.
I shall enter the big shop after.
Okay, yeah, I'll
You-
be going there.
You walk in and it's pretty run down.
Okay.
The shelf full of books in the window is probably the best looking shelf within this place. There's a couple bookcases that line the walls around this small chamber, and a couple desks that have just books scattered, like parchment, scrolls, all in fairly trashy condition.
Okay.
But some of them are just scattered around. Some have torn pages. Some are just still open, with slight stains on of just some of the mold that has dripped down from the ceiling and onto the surfaces. But you see a halfling woman who's kind of like hunched over in small like gray and beige cloth,
Okay.
like cloth robe. And you see she's got her face, basically the best way to describe her is she looks like a raisin, like the best humanoid version of a raisin you've ever seen, with like a very sort of like pronounced cheekbones, so her cheeks kind of sit really high, but her eyes are squinted even more with the higher cheeks. Wrinkles aplenty, as her grey, like once blonde, grey and silver hair, sort of like just pulled back into a very loose and almost raggedy ponytail, and you see her hunched in a small chair just off to the side, not with no books around her, and you see a small, just a few wisps and puffs of smoke emanating from the pipe that she's holding.
Hello?
Yeah. Well, not still.
Hello. I don't know if you could assist me at all. I'm Do you know what kind of fine books you have here?
No.
Am I okay to look around?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. I'm going to try to have a look for any animal-based books.
Okay. Roll an investigation check for me, please.
And if anything magical seems like finding a good thing in a, like I say, like a charity shop kind of based thing, like cool, the hidden gem.
Yeah.
You say perception?
Yes. Investigation, sorry.
Investigation, not a problem. Investigation.
Well, can I have a look for any sort of books and legends on any sort of dragons or any sort of creatures like that sort of?
Sure. Roll an investigation check as well for me, Rayloff.
17, that was.
17. You find a couple small bestiaries that usually, from just a quick like glance through, are more creatures within the crawler's respite, or the basically the sand dunes, and more of the desert life, as it were. So you do find various creatures pretty much along like a lot of reptiles and quadrupeds that can possibly burrow for hibernation or for to fight or flight. You read through. There is one running theme with a lot of these creatures that you have a glance through as you just flick through.
Yeah.
And it warns of venomous or very poisonous for a lot of the creatures listed within the surrounding wildlife of the deserts.
Venomous and what? Sorry.
And very poisonous.
Poisonous.
Yeah, of not all, but a vast majority of the wildlife in the deserts. It warns of slow acting, fast acting, instantly killing, slowly numbing, and different kinds of poisons. Yeah, they can also render someone completely immobile, or can slow their breathing down so much that it affects the way they move, etc.
That's cool.
Rayloff.
8.
8. You find a small book, albeit it's pretty torn. A lot of the ink in the pages have ran, and if not ran, they've definitely just smudged over time through the heat and the disuse of the book. There's really no like legible information within this book, although you do see a slight like half-faded artist's rendition of what they feel a dragon would look like. And you see this scaled, almost salamander with a large, thin body, but still keeping it fairly flat all along before the tail wraps around, with 8 legs, almost like centipede-like on a salamander, and 2 heads, one a little bit more snubbed at the snout, and one really elongated, more like an alligator.
Fair enough.
And I will say with that picture just under what isn't faded, you can see like almost like a title or a name, and you see Broomhide written underneath.
Hey guys. I don't trust stairs. They're always leading up to something. As he then turns the page. Trees are a bit shady as well.
you just hear from the side.
See. Yeah, Gerald's just going through what he's found a joke book. Oh, shit jokes.
Are you going to buy anything?
I'm gonna close the book and put it back. I'm good, thank you. Just waiting for my friend here.
Did I manage to find any little gems or?
No.
No. Okay, cool. I will take. In fact, could I try to have? I'll pull them aside and make a little area away from the rest of the books, and I will look on the other side of the shop and see if there's any more related anywhere. If it's any, obviously I've got some towards the desert, but anything else.
Out of your quick search and run through, and it's fairly a thorough run through as well. That was the only like bestiary you could find that would show or I guess parade a few of the different kinds of species of the lands that surround you.
That's cool. I will pick them up. I will also pick the book of shit jokes that Gerald has, and I will place that on wherever would be a fitting place
Well,
to buy.
I'll
you
pay
go.
the dragon book as well.
Okay, you go to the halfling, and there's no desk, there's no table. She's just sitting in a small little stool.
I'll kind of like have the books in my hand, and I'll just kind of tap on top. I'd like to purchase these, please.
10 silver.
I'm not doing it for 10 silver. I'm sorry. That's very, very high. They're good, but looking at the books, they're a bit torn, and some of the ink isn't even showing a lot. I don't know about you, Rayla. I can only see about half. I could do it for a silver.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Persuasion. That is 11 with disadvantage.
Fine.
I'll kind of like lean the books onto my side, get my coin purse. Drop. Thank you. Go up to Gerald. Here you go.
Oh, you are sweet.
I'll put the rest in my bag.
Oh, it's sweet.
And this.
Four silver.
If Rayloff's looking at Tara, you're just going to see her shake her head.
I wasn't, but sure. How about 3 silver and if you can possibly find more books on dragons, I'll give you more.
Done.
I'll do it with 3 silver. I'll give a good nod and then just join up.
Okay. And you will leave Brigard's bookends.
So, how do you know Dragonborns are the best weighers? They have so many scales.
That one was a little better.
No, it wasn't.
It was actually hilarious.
It's fucking terrible.
Right. Are we heading to the Law Masters? I'm sure he'll appreciate these new jokes.
You definitely.
Don't. Don't.
Yeah,
Alright.
we'll head on.
Alright, so you all make your way. Luckily, only 2 minutes just down that same road, you find the law house. And you see the guards like stand to attention, and then they see you rail off, and they just like kind of nod, and then look weary at each other as they and open both doors.
I'll nod to them both, and I'll. Do I see the lawmaster as the doors open? Is he...
As they open, you do see the broad-shouldered and tall, intimidating figure of Lawkeeper Bolin sitting there.
Seeing Rayloff nod to the guards, I'll kind of copy.
Then Gerald will approach Vida, just sort of look at them both like, "Ow," and then go in.
Alright, you all make your way in, and as all three of you step through, you hear just behind you just a slight of the doors closed behind you. And you see the Lawkeeper he looks softly to you, Rayloff, But then to your two allies, you notice just stern glares. Like he is looking into you and through you. And you feel this weird sense of he's trying to figure you out, and also figure out what he wants to do or say with you.
Okay.
And just like burning towards you.
Are there any seats?
No.
I sit on the floor.
Not immediately. Okay, you just go.
Yeah.
Good morning, Lawmaster.
Good morning. These are your allies that you bring to me.
Yes.
Then, I must ask. Which one of you left my boys in the way you did?
Not a single feather or any piece of me touched your boys.
Then you, woman,
Yes. Through the telling of our instructions, obviously without us knowing, and through being told, yes, it was me that left them in that condition, and I thoroughly apologise.
you are not sorry for your actions, you are sorry you got caught.
And my actions. The thing is that we got told by any means necessary, and they approached me. They attacked me, and in defense, I defended myself.
You are telling me that my boys, upon seeing you and your allies, tried to lay waste to all of you.
Yes.
Well, a deception
Death.
check.
Okay. Natural 20.
Okay, let's see if we
I
can
am
beat that
literally
shit.
clenching asshole.
Yes. Please believe.
What's the total?
Oh.
It just comes out 20 now. I just like.
21. Yeah, 21.
I don't know why my boys would do something like that. I understand your need to defend yourself, but was there any reason to leave them the state you did?
If I have to be honest, I I tried to knock one unconscious, and I must have hit them too hard in the head, which I completely I am apologetic about. And the other, I tried to grab his ankle, but I must have doing those actions.
Yeah.
I'll kind of like middling, like bow my head in shame, kind of thing. Like, I am sorry.
These things we cannot change. And albeit I miss my boys, and you will never replace what I have lost, and I will never get back what they were to me. Rayloff has assured me that all of you will do your utmost to find this pike.
Yes.
And what will you do upon return?
We would bring him here for you to give your judgment to him, as you deserve.
Are both of you agreeing to this?
Very.
Yes.
Very so.
Yes, yes.
Very well. In the order of how things have been laid out, and after speaking with this giant, I have come to a decision, and it will not be a judgment of punishment, but a judgment of aid, if you would be willing to give it.
I'll sort of like do a sort of on one knee, sort of the typical sort of how would you would expect the knight to sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like look down at across at Rayloff.
You can sort of tell he's used to being
Yeah,
a god and defending someone of importance almost.
Yeah, it happened like immediately after.
Joe's kind of rocking a little bit back, but that's about it.
Um,
He is paying attention, but he is sat there, not too.
You can sort of tell he's really out of his depth here.
Mm.
Are we meant to do the same?
You do not need to do the same.
He goes back down to the normal sat there. He was just about to get up.
Yeah. We will
No.
do what we can to aid.
I do have an issue regarding Brenton and regarding its trade supply. Things have...
Sorry. Is this to do with pirates, by any chance?
Not pirates per se.
Cult of some sort?
You have heard of the herons?
Small amounts. I heard a little talking from person to person when I was walking past. Please tell us more.
I'm astonished by how much of a murderer you are, yet how resourceful you seem to be.
For knowledge, it was purely luck.
I apologize. I don't mean to come off so cold. But I'm sure you can understand, as of recent events have been laid past me.
Yes.
At least from what we've heard, the herons are a small group of various humanoids and creatures that operate within and around various caves and underground cavern systems through the respite. Along the Meridian Road, the herons have been abducting my merchants, they've been stealing the wares, and they've been making sure that no trade passes out or into Brenton.
If you do not mind me asking, my lord, then how is the city not collapsing?
Well, we have a hideaway of various goods that preserve a lot longer than others. And if in case of any other kingdom tries to starve us out, then we have a little in reserve just in case.
Effective leadership. I should not have doubted that.
And also, we have not really had need for the past day of any more income of coin and trade within Brenton after what I hear of your performance and stunts within the tavern.
was just a normal evening, so.
Of course it was. However, my scouts have told me that there are, towards the northeast, towards the northwest, there are various creatures that are a part of the Heralds, whether they are allies to them or just merely forced and tamed to do their bidding. There are two, well, from what my scouts have said, there are two captains within the Herons. Now, I have no idea where they may hide out. Just know they stick to the underground cavern systems and any protruding caves through the dunes. You will find one orc by the name of Mogrush, and then in another hideout, I assume, depending on how tightly wound the Herons are, a goblin captain by the name of Cruel. You stop the issue by the captains, and you stop the foot soldiers. I do not want any more issues throughout Brenton or trade. I don't want any more interfering from the Herons. I want this to end.
We'll see to it, Lawmaster.
No. If you do not end them, I wish information. And plenty of it, so that me and my men can go and deal with them at a better time.
Right. We have heard that about one of the merchants that had this happen to them. Eric, I believe his name was. Lost a few caravans to this. Do you know of any other merchants that may be worth asking?
All of the other merchants I sent out did not return. And as far as Brawn Stouts goes, you may only want to trust that one as far as you can throw his dwarven ass. Now,
One final thing, sorry. In
yes,
the chase for Midala, we may require passage, etc., through your docks or the docks nearby. Is there anything you can give us to have us better passage?
the docks do not operate through Brenton. As you see, we are
Shame.
landlocked enough. But if you head south towards Caradgrad, then you may find the dockmaster and let them know that Bolin has sent you.
Thank
I
you.
do want to ask. I was just about to say Mildew then. So with obviously we will be trying to find Vidala and return him to you. Which one becomes your priority? Which one would you prefer to us have tried to complete first? Would you prefer the Herons or Vidala?
I wish to make sure that Brenton lives longer than I.
We will do our very best to complete both, but know that we will try to do to make Brenton a better place first.
Well, as little as I trust you, I put my faith in you. And one...
With regards to this Mandala Pike, we also heard that there is someone who is very similar to him. This person is called Trox Peggle. And as what we saying about pirates, supposedly this Trox is part of the pirates and has come here and has...
Here to cause trouble and make the citizens of Brenton unhappy.
Yeah.
Already conned them out of plenty of money.
We have heard the name, never a face. We'll be on the lookout for anyone travelling in from the docks of Carrotgrat.
Yes.
Now, just one little bit of information to maybe aid against the herons. They are said to follow under this being, this giant, this decrepit yet, from what the scouts or tales have said, there's this giant beast of an ogre who they call the Gluttonous King that they follow. And as the king rules them, if you were to cut the snake down at the head, surely there'd be no need to seek out Mogrush or Crawl. I assume that they are residing within similar underground cavern systems or caves, as most of these creatures are hardly ever seen throughout the dunes until a caravan strolls by on the Meridian Road.
If that is everything, I believe we best be heading to the Meridian Road.
Well, do you know which way you're going? Or what you might expect?
There's just going to be it. And just puts his hand down and stands still again.
By the silence, I assume no.
It might be worth, if we can, to find it, get a caravan and see what sort of attacks that they would have. If we could try and keep one of them alive, we could get more information from them.
You wish to set up a fake caravan?
Yes.
We could
A play?
probably be inside.
That sounds possible. And it sounds like it would lure them out enough to find their motives.
Yes.
Well, I shall ask...
If nothing else, we can find possible locations of hideouts.
That sounds like a very well thought out plan. I agree. Now, before you leave, an easier question, rather than your knowledge of geography around Brenton. What are your names, allies of Rayloff?
My name is Gerald. I'm a simple bard from Spine Talonbridge.
And mine is Tara Hodrath. Tara Hodrath Finony.
Well, albeit this contract is not started off on the right foot, I believe that we can definitely make a change. And make sure that my son's memories are not laid down in vain. So, my stables will provide 2 horses and the caravan with you, empty. You may do with it what you will. Head north and northwest along the Meridian Road. The further you get into the Crawler's Respite and through, the more likely you shall run into the herons, or more likely they shall run into you. Return here once you are done. Information would be promising. Active dismissal of this interference would be ideal. Whatever means necessary.
I have a quick question regarding information.
Yes.
If we do get a further enough distance, is there anything you have that you may be able to give us to transfer this information?
Unless you wish to carry a messenger pigeon or one of the falcons with you. No, I do not have such things.
Ooh, a mini me.
A falcon, not a crow.
He's gonna hold the insult and just keep thinking about the falcon.
I'm a falcon. I'm a falcon.
Falcon.
Street crow.
Sorry.
Call me a
That
fucking
went down the
crow.
wrong, went down the wrong fucking hole, that did. Oh.
We will try to get as much information as we can, if and when we can.
I'm sure you will. I appreciate your willingness, even if it is motivated by guilt. I appreciate you're willing to aid myself and Brenton. Now, just as you leave, as I shall write up a very nice contract with a very good reward for once you return, depending on what you bring to me. You know my name, but you have not given me one of yours. For me to write and put this down on the contract, as employees of Brenton and employees of Lawkeeper Bolin, I need a name for all of you. So, what do you call yourselves?
And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode and come back next week to continue on from there.
Falcon's Fury.
Yes!
Alright, well...
Moscathagan.
Fuck off. Not another campaign. No. Alright. It was fun. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.